Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's video is a cozy mix of reflection and planning, looking back at my 2025 reading goals, talking about what worked, what didn't, and what I learned along the way. I'll also be sharing my brand new reading journal for 2026. Technically it is 2 journals, but I will explain that after. My reading manifesto and the books I'll be starting off the year with. So grab a warm drink, settle in, and let's chat all things reading. Let's start by looking at my 2025 reading goals. At the beginning of the year, I set a few intentions, not just about how many books I wanted to read, but how I wanted to approach reading. These were mostly monthly goals, so I didn't really think about them outside of the month. But here are the big ones. 1, read 25 to 30 books a month. I actually averaged about 15 to 20 a month, which is still good. Number 2, focus on organizing my book nook. And while it was achieved later in the year, I am honestly very proud of this one. Number 3, organize my Kindle books. I attempted. I then gave up. I will eventually get through it, but I have over 3,500 books on there, and it's going to take a while. Number 4 was unhaul some books. I did start this, but I didn't get rid of a huge amount. I did go through my books more thoroughly, though. And number 5 was try a new TBR jar system. I attempted 2 this year. First was writing book titles on paper. That didn't work. The newer system uses romance, dark romance, romantasy, and seasonal prompts that I found on Etsy, and this one works amazing, and I can't wait to use it more in 2026. Some of these were fully achieved, and others are a work in progress, and that's okay. April and June were slower reading months because work was chaotic, and my energy was just gone. Giving myself permission to pause without guilt made it so much easier to jump back into reading when I could. This year taught me a lot about how I read and why I read. Here are a few things that stood out. I need flexibility. Some months were slower, some busier, and that's okay. Reading can be a comfort or a challenge. I reached for lighter reads when life was heavy and tackled deeper or longer books when I had the space. Connection matters. Seasonal prompts, journaling, and sharing thoughts online made everything feel richer. My reading habits are evolving. I'm noticing patterns in what genres or vibes I enjoy at certain times of the year, and that awareness is helping me plan more intentionally for 2026. I'm excited to share my fully almost set up and ready to go reading journal for 2026. My yearly journal is fully set up and ready. My monthly, however, is not because I'm still using it for the next couple weeks. So I really designed it to combine reflection and creativity, and I am not completely finished. I'm finished setting it up, but I'm not finished designing it. So I still have some coloring and decorating to do. My monthly pages will be in a separate book, which is technically going to be this book that I have used this year for every page. But for 2026, it will be a lot smaller. So it'll have my monthly pages. So it'll have a title page, my reading journal page, my another title page, I guess, my monthly, and then these pages are my tracking pages, and that will be in my monthly journal. My reading logs for statistics and things, I do have my 2025s in here. So like I've got like my book of the month. What is that one? Reading tracker. And there's like the reading goals, the wrap up that I have not done yet, which I'm going to be doing in the next couple weeks. So these are all in one book. And next year, it's going to be different. So the reading log and statistics will be in this book. So they will have a title and the same reading tracker page. And then there's all my will be all my yearly ones. So my goals, my book releases will be in here. All my monthly challenges. I will also have a bonus section for my wish list, my book bingo, my A to Z reading challenge, and my book of the year, which you've seen. These live in the yearly book because I wanted to have room to include as much as possible, and I'm not quite finished. I am actually working on 4 seasonal reading bucket lists, so those will also go in this book. Having it all organized like this is really making me think about my reading in a deeper, more thoughtful way. And speaking of wanting to read more intentionally in 2026, that brings me to something new I created just for this year. In 2026, I want my reading to feel intentional, joyful, and deeply personal. Here's a sneak peek at some of the themes in my manifesto for 2026. Choosing softness over pressure, choosing stories that meet me where I am in my life, savoring slowly reading when I need it, being creative in how I track and reflect on my reading, and seeking connection to characters, to stories, and to myself. I also have a printed copy of my manifesto in my 2026 yearly reading journal, so I have a visual reminder to inspire me throughout the year. If you want to read the full manifesto and all my reading intentions, I'll be sharing the full version on my January 2nd blog post. To kick off 2026, I wanted to share the books I'll be starting the year with. I'm choosing some for fun and a couple that fit the January readathon prompts. I'll do a full readathon video later. This is just a taste. For the readathon prompts, we have prompt number 1, which is winter romance. I will be reading A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone, and I might even try reading the trilogy because I have all 3. For prompt number 2, which is New Beginnings, I will be reading Always in December. Technically, it's a Christmas book, but it's for that hopeful second chance vibe. I'm also adding 2 books from my shelves, which I'm very excited to read. I have The Mating Game by Lana Ferguson. I've been waiting very impatiently for this one, so I'm super excited for it. And then I'm also going to be reading Bad Bishop by L.J. Shen. Something different. I know it's supposed to be really dark, so I will let you know how that one goes. And then I'm going to pull a prompt from my jar just to be for my wild card for January. So let's see. Motorcycle Club. I will have to check I think I have a series on my Kindle that actually will fit this. So I will put a picture up when I decide which one it will be. So that's my reading year in review and a look at what's ahead in 2026. I'm really happy with how my reading journey is evolving, more reflective, cozy, and intentional. I'd love to know what your 2026 reading goals are, whether you're choosing a number, a vibe, or just reading for fun. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay cozy and keep reading.